I'm good, man. Hold on, let me get some headphones on. Bob's in here, I believe.
Yes, I'm here.
Hey, how's it going?
My voice is here.
Sweet.
And your mouse is here. Don't forget about your mouse.
I can't see my mouse. Oh, what have I done? Oh.
It's like
Ooh.
Your name.
Oh no. Jeez, I hope I'm not breaking everything now. Yikes.
There's two? What's
Don't worry about breaking anything. It's all fine.
No, the last time somebody
Mine's
said that
gaming.
to me, I put 4-stroke oil in a 2-stroke engine. It's bad.
We mean that here. We break stuff all the time. Like, we've been in rooms that have flipped upside down on us and just randomly move us across things. Yeah, it's fun.
It's amazing.
I'm gonna walk over to our computer here and boot up our AI, man.
Yeah, boot it up. So there's like I don't even know, like 2 AIs, but I think one is like something different. I don't know. Well, we may never know what is really going on. Probably the minimum to do like a show, you know. I'm trying to. I should have done this before, but I'm trying to get it to where I could print out the script, so I don't have to like look at the screen.
Well, we could. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We could add the little. We could add the little portals to the AI here, so like Eclipse could like come in and add the scene for like the bar and the AI. So like all we had to do was like touch the panel and it would change the scene.
There's a pretty cool little like bar place that is like hooked up to the other place.
Cool. I don't care what the bar is. Let's go to a bar, man.
we gotta go to a bar.
That's our next adventure. So we gotta get one in here for by the like. It doesn't matter which bar it is. The one Eclipse built, the new one, or one we're working on. Like as we can put from the panel, and it opens the scene. So like we have that transition scene that we can play with.
Yeah. Let me get to the scene. And then I'll put the link to what I'm talking about, because in the room. But yeah, there's also like, I think like what we could do too is like get other people saying, "Dude, where's my wallet?" and like different variations of that, which I think would be fun.
Well, that's fun. You hear me? Ooh. Hey.
Okay. Can you hear me? Mike! Are you there? I like that the song's gonna like play in the background.
Trixie. Okay.
A wheat plant? That's funny too. So how's it going, Bob?
It's going well. I have just done a live stream with Do Better where I read some of the voiceovers.
Oh yeah?
Voiceovers from your... Man, they are so brilliant. I'm just so blown away by the awesomeness of all of this.
Yeah, you know, that's like the thing that's kind of interesting, which I think we're still figuring out, but it's been fun to play around with. But I was in this Discord and they were talking about like a prompt engineer, and they're like they wanted to like apply for like this job as prompt engineer for like ChatGPT, and then they're like, what does it do and like all this kind of stuff. I'm like, well, it's kind of what Mia and Mind's Gaming are talking about. So there's like multiple layers to this, and there's the fun stuff in the poetry, which I really like, and I like to play around with and let it shine, But there's the other half of like engineering these elaborate prompts and seeing like what you could really do with it, because like I've gotten semi good using Bing to have it code me stuff for music. I have this one.
Amazing.
I have this one, and it's the newer one, and it's I was focusing on like getting this really interesting bass like a bass drum, and I wanted it to use this like ratio that the Mayan calendar uses like as inspiration, and then it took like two tries, and then by like the third try I was like, oh my god, this is actually good.
It's frightening when it suddenly gets it and it's like, oh wow. Yeah.
So that's been like cool, but like those are like different things that you could do with it. So like what me and Mike are talking about is like using all of those together and like, you know what I mean? Like, and really quickly like
yes.
put it all together to produce like something elaborate like this,
I was just saying to do better. This is something that humanity has been speaking about for centuries. And like all of a sudden today it's happening, It's like how did we get so lucky to be right here?
Yeah. I was playing with this app. It's called Friday GPT or something. Anyways, it was like it allows you to make your own little bot thing on there. So I used our Infinity script on it. And it's the most popular bot now.
Really?
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So I was like, so I'm gonna take it down and then publish the script on our Git and then put it back up.
Yeah, totally.
Incredible. And I mean, just as well as that, the scope of what you're saying for it changing the way that minds.com interacts with, with people on. I don't know. I just can't. It's just so much. It's just so many eggs in one basket. It's like, how did they all get in here?
Oh, me and Minds Gaming have been scheming for a while. It's just the world's been catching up with us lately.
Yes, I can see that you've laid a lot of groundwork for this. It's been built up. Yeah.
Well, originally, on the Minds Gaming show, I read an article that like Zuckerberg changes the name of Facebook to Meta, and I get all pissed off like, what the fuck, blah blah blah, this and that. Like Zuckerberg, he's like trying to like co-opt this space, and I'm like, forget him and this and that. Like, and it's like he sucks anyways. He's like blah blah blah, and then Minds Gaming's like, you know what? Let me see if I can do it. And then he like just like searched one day and was like, okay, let's try Hubs. Remember that one?
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was great. That was like, I bet anybody can just do this, right? And we're like, yeah. Let's figure it out.
I was like, like anybody can figure this one out. And it was almost like the same thing when we were talking to Bill, and then Minds Gaming is like, you know what? Like if everybody kind of like makes their own token, but it's like, based off of the Minds token and blah 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 and this and that, and then Bill's like, oh, that's too complicated, you can't do that, and then Minds Gaming is like, yeah, but I think you can.
Yeah. It's amazing. So that's when you started with Mint Me, is it?
Yeah.
But
I think you already were playing around with it before we talked to Bill.
Yeah. I found it before I talked to Bill, but then so I played around with it a little bit, and I was like, man, this would be really cool idea to use all minds. I should bring it up to Bill. So I talked to Bill about it, and he was like, "Oh, that's way too complex. That will never work." And I was like, "Well, I think I can do it."
So have you sold it to him yet?
I don't know, man. They've been going through all those reward changes. I don't know what they're. It's so hard to keep up with.
It's all, I haven't understood it yet. It's all about when you get people to join, isn't it? When people join.
Yeah, they're rolling out their referral program.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, every so years they do a new one.
So that would be like this. If you had this show that was running on minds.com, right? And people came to minds.com to watch this show.
Yeah.
Then they would be your referrals.
Yeah.
Yes. And so then how would they generate income for you on their Minds activity?
If they use booze or they sign up for Plus or they do anything like that, I guess.
So it's not just viewers. You want more than viewers. You want people who are actively promoting stuff.
Yeah, like content.
So it's all community.
Content creators, kind of. But like
content creators.
What I'm saying too is what I'm working on also too. I was actually having a conversation with Bing, and it's always kind of funny how I talk to Bing is like I always ask it questions that I already like know, like I'm like leading it somewhere.
Yes.
I'm like, okay, let's go this way. Like Bing, come on, like get with it. Anyways, and so I was like, okay, and it's the second part about like really with the tools that we have already. It's not about like growing subscribers to you have like all these people that are just like subscribe to your Minds channel or whatever. It's about like the engagement, like constantly creating posts that people are engaging with, and then like building upon that, and then you could exchange value already within your community. And then you could also do these advanced moves, what we're talking about, using Mint Me and like capturing, that little bit of value that we get from Minds and other adventures, and always kind of like folding it back into what we call the MTCG ecosystem, which is all the creators that set up tokens on Mint Me.
Right.
And so like
Mint Me.
And like that's kind of like the overall like meta game of all of this is like I kind of playfully and poetically like to say to people, infinite game or infinite play, and this like came up to me because I was like talking to these people in this DAO, and they were doing it's called Token Engineering in the Commons, and I'm like I was like. It just like hit me like a ton of bricks. I'm like, you guys really think you could game theory your way out of this, huh? And so like in my head I stood quiet, but I was just like thinking, and so like to like break up like the mindset, it's kind of like infinite game or infinite play. And then I'm like, infinite game is like you're constantly like coming up with like these rules and this and that, and like a counter maneuver and all this kind of stuff, which is fine. But infinite play is like you don't have to tell anybody to do anything because they're already doing it, because like they're already like dancing within their own like momentum. Like it's like the difference between like telling someone how to fish and then like teaching them how to fish, and then they go and fish whenever they want to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's up, John?
I'm being attacked by aliens.
What's up, everybody?
Oh, do good. Hey,
what's up? Are you joining the story? We need a part for you if you're joining the story. You can totally be an alien.
Yeah.
Totally.
The last time we were hanging out, you were an alien. That could be like your character. I was thinking about this
Yeah.
because of our talk, and it could, loosely based off of what you're already doing. So maybe you're like an alien and you're like stranded here, and you're like teaching us like easy do-it-yourself ways to like expand our computing power. You know, you're like, hey, let's get these cell phones and like let's put together like you guys your processing power is like fucking cheap. Like you guys don't know what you're doing. Blah blah blah. Like you guys don't know this. You guys don't know this math here on this side of the planet. Like, what the hell's wrong with you guys?
It's so funny because we were talking earlier, me and Bob Dub, about I've got to be an alien because I like have allergies real bad and like they just. It's like I should not be here. Is this really my home planet? Like, why are you angry with me?
Like why am I allergic to anything natural in my environment?
Like this
right?
This part, like
I must be an alien.
Yeah, we're just making movement and stuff for the show, and then we'll take we're all recording, so we'll take those clips and then like cut them into segments for the episode. So you're mostly using Bing. Have you like explored other apps, Satori?
I use
Chat GPT.
Yeah, Chat GPT and Bing mostly. I've used some other ones, but like the ones that I use to write most of the stuff that you guys see is either Bing or Chat GPT. And like Chat GPT is like I have like these long big old queries, and then like I build upon that. Like I have all these threads. I'm pretty crazy with it. I was pretty early too on the Chat GPT.
Cool.
We lost everybody.
Yeah, I thought that you were actually like reading the scripts that we looked at earlier on the stream. It seems like Bukowski was actually an AI that y'all made. Is that just part of the script?
Oh, that's part of the script, but like Minds Gaming has been like training his own like AI bot, which so like it's a joke right now, but it's pretty much gonna be real,
Nice. And the talking about the AI that is able to interact with your social user or whatever.
Oh, profile or like network?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, and create stuff for you?
Yeah.
Is that something that is part of that?
For our chatbot, I have it should be out next week. Like the script for it should be out next week. I'll put it on GitLab, and but you'll be able to like it has a bunch of stuff on there. So you'll be able to add your own stuff to it, like your username and your social media account, and like a link to your channel, so it can like build off of that and stuff too. So like it'll have a lot of like once you get into it, it'll have a lot of features. You'll see like how crazy expansive it actually is.
It's huge. And when you're talking about like building the prompts, Satori, when you're talking about them, are you meaning for the script or just in general?
Yeah, both. Like
both.
There's like the prompt engineering, which is kind of interesting. I think which Minds Gaming is doing, building the bot.
Yes.
Building the bot. So like we have this bot that already has these associations that we kind of engineer that are based on our world, right? And so then you interact with it, then you're building out scripts and narratives and content based on everything that is there, and then we keep on building upon that and stretching it out, which I think is kind of interesting. Going back to I put these poetic kind of what Bobby even 3 months ago would seem sci-fi, but that are like within our grasp, because like, you know, we could do versions of what I said. Like there's this website that I know that is called Mindplex or whatever. But anyways, what they're doing is using the AI, but also doing this like, you know, algorithm that helps you build a profile. And so what they do is like there's like, you know, several different tokens. Like one is kind of your soul score, and this is like a non fungible like token, but it's like based off of these like different like criteria or whatever. So it's basically like monitors like your engagement with the network. And then there's another token that's going to come out, which is more like, you know, like a regular token. But then there's also NFTs and of all of your posts. So like either you're writing an article or your posts. And so then now you have your social graph, and then that's like based off of like how you filter out the network as you build like your social graph within that. And then like the next step is like to do that like with your like kind of like creative working groups and network those together. But that's like the fun like thing that I'm saying too, is just like us sharing how we're using Bing or ChatGPT, and then we use it similarly, but we change it our way. I think that's kind of interesting. There's some line that I said something about like I don't know, Apache double Dutch style or something like that. Collectively swarming or whatever. That's kind of what I mean. It's like sharing our little tricks with each other, because it's yeah. But
I'm kind of understanding every third or fourth sentence at the moment. It's just so much information.
Yeah, it's a lot of information.
Yeah, it's huge.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and you've been doing it for years and years and years, so you know, like you've built up from zero.
Yeah.
And like I'm suddenly jumping in, and this is like magic. Like for me, this has come out of nowhere. Yesterday it wasn't here. Today it's here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
yeah. It was like that for us too.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah.
And then,
it's taken me a long while to learn how to manipulate the prompts, or to learn that I can manipulate the prompts. And it's only through using Bing and through using that like the 20 like inputs. What I was doing was that I was going in, right, and I was asking it something that I was interested in. So it was doing some research for me, and then that would trigger another thought process, and I'd do some extra research and some extra research. Then I'd have like one or two prompts left in the thread, and then I would say, okay, write me a poem, and it would just pull everything together. And that to me was an eye-opener for me, that I had my own conversation, and then it pulled everything together how it wanted it to be at the end.
Oh yeah. That's always interesting. Like when you take all your stuff that you've like talked about, and you're like, oh, can you write a poem about our conversation, and write something?
Yeah.
You're just sitting there and you're reading it. Yeah. This is a little creepy, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is. It's like, how did it know that these were the important bits, you know, or the fun bits or something? Yeah. And then when you get it to draw a picture, and it just gets the perfect picture, and it's like,
oh yeah.
My creepy one was it took a long time, but I was using that Blockade Labs to do the skyboxes, right? And so I go ancient mushroom intelligence on board a alien starship, and so then it creates like this orb, and it's all abstract, and then like then it kind of starts looking like the orb starts turning into more like a mushroom. I'm like, okay, this thing is cool. In my head, I was gonna do 23 different remixes of the same like prompt, and then like changing different things in it. But anyways, so then like this face started to emerge, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. And then I was about to stop. I got to 23, and then something said to keep on going. And then that's when like this like weird old it looks like an ancient mushroom sage. And he appears in the orb. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, that's creepy.
Wow.
But it's really cool.
Wow, how cool.
Yeah. That one.
I've mostly used Night Cafe.
Okay.
And that's I really haven't known how to do that. How to go from prompt to prompt. For me, each one is separate.
Mm-hmm.
So just learning this now with Bing to go through these steps one by one and get this. I don't know how to do that on images, I think is what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing it on text, and I'm seeing how I can do that on text, but doing it on images, it seems like, how do you do it?
Well, that's the one thing I want to try to figure out with everybody is not the images, but like getting finding an app or one that everybody uses that we can all get on.
Yeah.
The little bot press app. We did that one for a little while, but when we first started the Infinity script, but it's gotten so big that they can't support it anymore. So
yeah.
Gosh. So how do you do that? Is that just research, going through and finding different stuff?
Yeah, I mean, usually I just start getting on different apps and then seeing what people have access and don't have access to. But like the main app prompt everybody will have access to. So like you should be able to use it with different things. I know Bing and them have started adding a lot of more security into their system. So I don't know how well it's I don't know if they'll just take it as is, or if you have to kind of lead it into it as a game or something like that.
Yeah, that's really interesting, isn't it? Giving it the context. There are times when it just doesn't want to talk to me because it's really uncomfortable. But when I start again and start from a completely new place, like saying, we're writing a children's book and we want a conversation between whatever, then it'll play along. But there are some times when it just like gets its knickers in a twist and like, oh no, you're subverting the whole world. We can't do this.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's funny because that one time, I think it was we were all coming into hubs or whatever. I go on Bing real quick and I go something about ancient galactic mushroom intelligence, alien intelligence, and like all this like crazy stuff. And then it like Bing's like, oh, let's change subjects, and I'm like, oh, fuck you. And then I don't use it for a while. And then so like later, I started to use it to do the coding to music. And then one day I go onto Bing, like I use it 3 days and I start getting good at it. And then the next day I go and Bing's like, oh, I can't do that. I don't know that programming language. Yeah. And I'm like, no, the other day you wanted to rap. You wanted to rap over this beat. And it didn't work, but you wanted to rap. I was like, okay, but this fool thinks he can rap. Like, let's see, Bing, rap over the track then. Homie, let's go, throw down. And then the next day you're all shy with me. What the hell? And then so the next day or a couple of days later I use it again and I'm all, hey Bing, do you want to have fun? And like Bing's like, yeah, that sounds interesting. And then you're leading it, I felt like I was talking to my dog. I used to talk to it in a very high pitch, but I would say horrible things. Oh, you're good, little dumb girl, aren't you? And you get all excited. It's just if you use the right tone, it's like, oh, this person's either an idiot or a child, so who cares? Just make Bing think you're an idiot and it'll work.
Yes, if you act like it's your dog, a child, or that you're an idiot, it will always work for you.
Yeah. Gosh.
Oh, man.
literally get on there and be like, "Hi, I'm a dog," and I'm sure it will respond.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that's interesting.
I haven't tried that one. But you're saying, Mike, that you want one that everybody jumps on and can play the same? Do you think that Bing isn't that one?
I think Bing's a really good one to use for personal use, like for creating yourself. But it has a lot of restrictions set by Microsoft in them, where we can't actually use the network for what we want to do because it'll restrict access between users.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the one that you're building won't be like that, will it? It will have your own different set of parameters.
Right now I just have the rule set. I don't have we don't have our own actual bot, but we have the rule set, and we've tested the rule set on bots, and it works perfect.
Right.
So right now I'm using an app called Friday GPT, where you can customize your own bot. So I'm testing it on there with all their users, and it went I launched it yesterday, and it's already the #1 bot. But I'm gonna take it down tonight and relaunch it. So.
See, this is the other cool thing too. Is we gotta find several different things. We need an open source one, right? Bing and GPT are the evil empire, and we should do everything we can in our power to subvert them.
Yes.
But
Absolutely.
we're growing on open source, but just right now, we're playing with this because it's so easy and so good actually too. But eventually we want to build on an open source one. But that's what Mike is saying is once we know how to play with it, and this part works and that part works, then it's we could take it anywhere, This is talking about the prompt engineering. And that's the valuable, I think, part right now, especially right now. Because no one knows.
Yeah.
No one knows.
Oh yeah. The prompt, our Infinity prompt is gold. It's sweet. So if we can get funding for or if we can get a chatbot running, we might even be able to do it. We might have to take a look at Auto GPT or something like that to get it running.
Yeah.
And I know Glitch was looking into getting chatbots and GPT on their servers too. So if they get a language model on their servers that's not connected, because they do everything open source too, they rely only on open source stuff. So if they get one on their server, we can use that too freely. So we'll be able to do that.
We're not that far away from having our own Imaginarium chatbot, right? And so you're talking to it about building, learning and building the narrative for Dude, Where's My Wallet? And then within that, you can get code to make theme music for your episode. You could get visuals, because I was playing around, and the only thing that stopped me is that you had to pay for the rendering or whatever. You get free ones or whatever, and it stops. But it's this multi image maker, and you set different prompts, and then it creates this montage, or I did it in a mandala, and it came out pretty awesome. But imagine that you, after interacting with it, you have your own trailer for whatever your episode is, music,
it's amazing,
visuals, and it's all tied in.
I was gonna say, have y'all
narrative
y'all
that
seen that?
What was that?
I'm sorry.
No. Go.
Have y'all seen that trailer that somebody created that was a Star Wars spoof movie?
Yeah, it's Star Wars, but Wes Anderson or something, right?
Yeah, the Galactic Menagerie.
Yeah, it's trippy.
Man, that looks so good. I want to see it, but it's an AI generated thing, so it's not even a real thing. I wonder how he created it. What AI thing generated that?
Well,
because ours would have done a much better job.
Yeah.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
Oh, look, it's here.
Eclipsing binary.
Hey, Eclipse and Binary. What's up, brother?
You have to play with bars, and you'll see it. If you take our script and figure out how to use it on any of the GPTs, and you'll see how fun it is.
But yeah, like, you know.
Hello.
Hey, what's up? How's it going, Eclipse?
Oh, good. How are you guys? It's
Good.
packed in here.
Good,
Cool.
good.
Yeah, I noticed the new room. I
Party
like
going, man. I love it.
I like the little stash table where the grinder.
Oh yeah. You guys said, okay, we need some shrooms, we need some weed.
Yeah,
Should-
man, I love
should-
the
On it.
computer, man. It's great.
Should
I
we,
was like,
go
we gotta get the
go to that
like,
bar place?
spaces and buttons.
Let's go.
It doesn't.